Hey, Andrew.
Hey, what's up, Riley?
Do you want to start a podcast?
That sounds like a good idea, but what would it be about?
So this is a suggestion from my good friend Sarah McCostumes, a true crime real-time journalism podcast by me, where I document my life on the run from the Disney copyright lawyers who are hunting me for sport.
That's
So,
good that you bring this up because I did call their lawyers and they are on their way.
yes. I've been preparing a series of Home Alone-style traps at the building that they will be showing up in, but unfortunately for them, I am in a separate building across the street.
That's
So
not
as
your
they
house?
No, I'm not. They won't be there. I'll be in my neighbors, and I'll be watching them like slipping down the stairs that I've covered in ice. There's a bunch of tacks down there. I've made like a big hammer that swings down when you open my door, and the fake sound of many dogs barking. And I will watch that. As I watch them, then I will do that thing from The Dark Knight or whatever the fuck, where Batman has a balloon and a plane hits it, and he just goes like flying into the air.
You've got a Metal Gear Solid 5 system where you just attach a backpack to people and they just float up into the sky, and they belong to you now.
Yeah, welcome to the team, buddy.
You're my Funko Pop now.
Fuck.
So, I'm assuming that my reward for turning you in isn't going to be coming anymore, since I apparently gave them the wrong address. So, I need this to be a hit. What does our podcast about this look like? Is this like Serial, except you're the cereal?
Is it like a Carmen Sandiego vibe, and you are like it's a podcast where I guess it says here, it doesn't say hosted by me, but so it is like, I think you and I are talking, and it is one of those things where like a phone has rung like by you, like a payphone. Do you remember payphones? They rings to your right, and you pick it up, and you're like, hello, and I'm like, Andrew, we're gonna clap in 10 seconds. And like, it's kind of like a surprise podcast for you as I detail what's happening next.
So this is Where in the World is Riley Lyra Hopkins instead of Carmen Sandiego.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So each week you tell me where you are for like half an hour. We talk about like how your week was, how your day was, what your new safe house is like, without giving away any real details. And then at the end of the episode, I call my contact at Disney and I say, yeah, right now they're in Birmingham, Alabama. Go. And then I don't know if I win or not until I get my Disney reward money in the mail, like a bounty hunter, or until the next week when you call me and say, I'm alive, motherfucker. And this week,
I look pretty good for
place.
a dead bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking, it's, we get like, the phone rings, you pick it up, and it's me, and you're like, ah, shit. And then
Riley,
I start
no.
playing a clip. And I'm like, don't worry, listen to this. And you hear, gosh, Max, I think there's something out in the woods. And then you hear like the whip of an arrow, and Max, and then another arrow goes off.
I got him.
And it'll just be that. It'll be just a vicious audio drama of me slowly hunting and surviving against the fucking Disney assault troops.
I feel like Disney would stop taking my calls after like 3 days because they'd be like, you don't know where Riley is. And I'm like, no. I swear to God, this time he's at Cape Canaveral. I know it. Just go. Send me a check if you find him.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You do know where I am because like they're like, oh, yep, they've been here, but they moved too quickly. And so like then it slowly it adds in a guessing element because I start leaving you clues on where I'm going to be next. And if you can get ahead of me, if you can figure out like currently they're deep in the Australian outback, but next they're going to be going through New Zealand. Like if you can guess that, and like then you can get me. You can head me off at the pass.
I know how Riley thinks. There's no way that they would refuse to check out this Star Wars filming location at such and such place, which is right on their path. You gotta meet them there.
Yep. And that's exactly how it is. It's kind of like a Hannibal Dexter scenario, but instead it's me getting caught for copyright theft.
I'll be honest, the sound of turning you into the Disney cops is probably the least it's the thing I want to do the least.
That's why you just gotta trust me.
So I got a better podcast idea for you. This one came in from our friend at Occasional L. The podcast title is "Why Do I Own This?" And I like this podcast because I say it to myself at least twice a week.
This is you and me, who I know who I am, and I can take an educated guess on the person that you are, and I think we are both collectors of shit.
Here's the thing: I'm not a collector. Like, I was into Magic the Gathering, but I don't like collect cards obsessively. I've got a very small pool that I pick from. What I do though is convince myself that I need a new gadget and then get it.
Yup.
Like, a thought will enter my head and I'll be like, shit, this is the one that I'm never going to be able to stop thinking about until I spend money and fix it. So, like, I have a soundbar now.
Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you. I bought that a couple weeks ago because I kept thinking, boy, my TV sure sounds like garbage. I could fix it, though.
I've been thinking that where I'm like, is there any way that, like, because I have all these Google Home speakers, is there any way I could use them as the speaker for my TV? Because that would just be better. And there's not. I can't find a way, which is infuriating. Because all I want to do is just have the sound come from behind me, so that way it's just a little bit closer instead of across the room.
Yeah, you've got more Google Home, like, input devices than your apartment has rooms. Am I right?
Almost more than double. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those, and I got 2 rooms, a bedroom, and the rest of the apartment.
So there are thousands of tech podcasts, but we can promise you this is the only one that hates itself for existing.
It feels the shame that, like, I'm sure my dad felt when my stepmom said, "Todd, you're not allowed to go to Best Buy by yourself anymore."
I'm glad I'm not allowed to go to Best Buy anymore. This not being able to go outside means I stopped going to Best Buy, which means that I stopped buying random DVDs and, like, just random. Sometimes you look and you go, "Oh, I could optimize a light bulb, huh?"
Oh, saying that to me, who every time I say wake up word to Google, turn off all the lights, it goes, now turning off 21 lights, because I have 21 different hue lights.
So Sam got me a Stream Deck for my birthday, and while it's very kind of her, I did have a moment where I hit a button, and then I set up, like, 4 different actions to happen in, like, a cascading effect to accomplish my goals. And I was like, ooh, I get home automation now. I can't be allowed to continue down this path.
Home automation rules. I love, like, there's very few things that, like, the thing I like most is feeling like I live in a smart house, because I know I don't. You know, I know I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in Chicago, but, like, having, like, oh, I don't need to stand up to go turn off my light when I'm laying in bed. Or, oh, like, I can, fucking dim the lights. I can make lights be different colors. I can have every light in my bedroom sync to what's on my computer screen. So when I'm playing BattleTech, it's like an LRM firing. It's just flashing yellow lights in my face, and it feels metal as hell. I can go, hey, move a podcast from the bedroom to Roxanne, which is the name of one of the screens. And it's nice.
I didn't know I could do that, and now oh man.
Yeah, this backfired on you.
Shit.
Why do I own this?
Why will I own this in the future?
Yep.
Okay, we can't do this. We can't do this.
Wait, hold on. It also it has a photo album that just kind of goes through, because it's also a digital picture frame, and so
I have one of those.
This thing, though, every time I take a picture on my phone, because I have a Pixel phone, it uploads to the files. So it's like, oh, I recognize this face. Oh, look. Oh, that was last week. Do you remember that? And it just keeps adding to this big folder.
See, I can't do that because my fiance is a photographer, which means that every time she takes one photo, she takes 80. to find the one that's good. And I appreciate that and respect that about her, but it does mean that I will be and there was a period of time where my phone was better than hers, which means that you can scroll through my phone and say, oh, that's the day that Sam saw the sunflower. Let me scroll through those 8,000 photos and be like, good, we're back to the memes Andrew saves off Twitter. So what all that photo frame would do for us is like make guests feel like they're slowly going insane because they're like, I swear I just saw that photo, but it was slightly different.
Well, the good news there is that it does match faces or locations, and it does sort through them and pick one or two.
Shit.
And then you can also do that. Yeah, dude, it's very cool.
Okay, I can't do Why Do I Own This, otherwise I'll go absolutely broke. What idea do you have for a podcast?
I got one right here from my friend Jamie L at PockeyMasterJ1. It's called the podcast of Amontillado, which it feels like a thing I should know, which is like the cask of Amontillado.
It's Amontillado. Hey, Riley, I can tell you about this podcast, but I need you to come with me. I've got the equipment for this down in my basement. You want to come with me for a few minutes?
Absolutely. Yes, it makes sense. You podcast in your basement.
Yeah. Hey, I'll get the stuff out, but could you go behind that wall for a little bit and then
behind the wall?
Just I've got a little pillar set up there. You see the pillar in my basement? It's unfinished. So you see what I'm talking about? Yeah. Can you just go behind there real quick?
What? Okay. Is there a microphone back here? Do you need me to get anything?
Kersnap. Okay, I just shackled your legs to the floor. Now
Why
I'm gonna
did you do that?
So now what I'm gonna do is build a wall and just kind of wall you into my basement. I'm sorry, but while I do this, I need us to record our conversation. This is our new podcast.
So I don't like this podcast because it ends with me presumably locked me. Is that what this story is about?
Well, the thing about this show is that the 1,000 injuries of Riley Hopkins I'd borne as best I could, but when you ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. And so it's time for me to take that revenge by locking you in a basement and then recording as I slowly build up a wall and lock you away. Yeah, that is the plot of the Cask of Amontillado. Is
this because of the Why Do I Own This podcast?
Look, you're going to destroy my wallet, and I can't let that happen. I have a life. I have stuff to live for, and I can't blow this all just on fancy light bulbs that will surely drive me mad as I figure out how to install them to my Stream Deck. And then buy specific phones to let it happen. I'm sorry, Riley, but it came to this.
It's fine, I get it. I'm going to save this as a FLAC file to torment you, and also Stream Deck just has natural integration to Philips Hue lights.
Okay, now that... Riley, I need to... Okay, well,
Give me a different one.
While you're getting buried in there, our friend Colton sent in we started getting a thing, which is that... instead of people sending in their own submissions, they find like a phrase on Twitter that sounds funny, and they send it to us with the hashtag. And that's exactly what I wanted.
That's perfect.
So Colton sent in a tweet from C Grenade. Granade, Granade. Is that no? Grenade is with an E. At C Granade sends in Attack and Dethrone Pod.
So this is us. This is the tournament arc of every the 48 biggest podcasts, the 47 biggest podcasts, and us. And it is the two of us beating the shit out of every major podcast to become the podcast.
So we set up a bracket of the 47 most listened to podcasts on whatever service. Let's go with Overcast because it's the one that I use. So we set that up, and then we seed it all out. Well, if we seed it, we're against the 1 seed, aren't we?
Oh yeah, but that's because
we have 3
They've been
listeners.
out of the game for years. Car Talk's been out of the game for fucking years. They're like old men. We could beat the shit out of them, Andrew.
So each week,
stand a goddamn chance.
So we put out this bracket, and we send out to our audience and say, "Hey, we need you all to fill out this bracket to see who all advances." Also, here's our pitch for how we would dismantle first Car Talk, and then we go through and we we're like, oh wow, Adventure Zone beat Serial, and then we're like, oh nifty, the Ben Shapiro show died, good, and then we're like, okay, next week, all right, how do we have a plan to kill Mark Maron? Let me rephrase that. How do we have a plan to defeat Mark Maron?
Defeat Mark Maron in single combat. And here, I like this idea where you're saying that we plan it, but what I'm thinking is, do you remember, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, or I guess not even 2 or 3 weeks ago, soon a bunch of colleges are about to go under, and they'll probably be up for sale. And so I say we list a Kickstarter, and what we do is A, kidnap, and B, relocate all these podcast hosts to one location. There we quarantine for 2 weeks, and then after that quarantine, we pull everyone out, and it is you both live on site and compete on site. You cannot leave the boundaries of this campus. You live here now.
Yeah, by the time
it is combat.
By the time this comes out, I will own the University of Evansville, my alma mater, and say, great, now that I own this, we can house Mark Maron, you get that dorm, McElroy's, you have to share a dorm, sorry.
There's just not enough space.
Yeah, My Favorite Murder, here's your room. We just set up, like, actually, is this the worst college comedy of all time, the podcast dorm?
It is both the worst college comedy of all time, but also, like, you know how... So are we... Hold on.
This is the worst
now that we
reboot
put this
of
in a
Revenge
school...
of the Nerds.
No. This is actually very good. Because instead of it being... Now that we placed it in a school, now we can have houses. We can have podcast houses and chamber rooms, and then after we've destroyed everyone and we are left headmasters of this school, Andrew and Riley, we can then go like, all right, so here are the 4 houses, and then we have this cool lore for how our podcasting school is built. Hi, what's up? My name is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
The Yu-Gi-Oh! GX of podcasts.
There's something here.
There's something here. I'm trying to think up. Right now, I'm trying to rack my brain for trying to figure out how we make a sorting hat. They're like, so you go into the Great Hall on your first day, and you put on a pair of headphones, and then the headphones are just like, Gryffindor. And you're like, okay, I guess I am a show
Gryffindor just says, but it's spelled like Griffin McElroy. Does it listen to, is it you walk into a room and there's a microphone and there are headphones and there's a digital audio workspace, and so it goes like, you go in and it's like, all right, cool, make a podcast, and it's how you approach that podcast is it goes, oh, okay, you're an actual play podcaster, oh, you're a narrative podcaster, oh, you do interviews, or oh, you do essays, or oh, you're all right, four friends from high school are talking again.
No, I think that it searches your soul. I don't think it cares about genre. I think that you put on the headphones and they're just like, oh, this is the kind of person you are. Are you an evil type person? Oh, in that case, you can go to Slytherin.
Yes. Are you an evil type one? Well, let me talk to you about how to race yada 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 racist shit on YouTube. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you're a Slytherin? Here, let me teach you how to hawk supplements. So I got an idea here.
I kind of want to stick on the 4 houses for a second. Like, this is like a thick idea. We have world build. It's fine. Yes, give me the next idea.
So I've got Jeff Stormer writes in the title, but Doctor, I'm the Great Clown Podliachi.
I saw this. This is fantastic. And I think the thing is, like, Andrew, I know that you've seen me within your wall down here, and I live here now, and I'm imagining you're doing this because you're sad, right?
I mean, that's a way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to be doing this because you're bummed out. You're just, like, not having a good time, right? Like, I can tell it in your voice. Your heart's not in this anymore.
I mean, I have 2 podcasts, Riley. I've never been doing great.
That's true. Is the number of podcasts directly proportional to the bad time you're having?
I think that the number of podcasts you have is kind of like, I guess I was about to say it's like a Horcrux. You're just like putting a little bit of your soul away and be like, this is the one that'll make me happy.
Well, now that you've bummed me out a little bit as I look at the number of podcasts that I'm on, I gotta say, like, I don't worry. I have a great answer for this, Andrew. Like, I have a podcast that kind of lifts me up and makes me feel better whenever I listen to it.
Okay.
Have you heard of The Argonauts?
Yes,
It's a
I
podcast
have.
that I really, really, really love. I think you would really enjoy listening to it.
Sure.
You get to hear my friends answer some questions. At the end, they recommend some stuff, and in the middle, they talk about args. It's great. Like you should listen to This Is My Milwaukee. I think you would really, really enjoy it.
Riley, I have bad news for you.
What's up?
I host the Argonauts.
You what?
I host the Argonauts.
Oh no! Then how's that gonna work?
But
How will this
Riley,
prescription work?
I'm the great Podliachi.
So Andrew, I have a great podcast suggestion here.
What's up, Riley?
Okay, I have two. I'm looking back and forth between them. I'm picking this one. This is a suggestion from my I don't know this person. I'm gonna say my friend Quinn, who is at POSS_IBLY, possibly. A rock, paper, scissors tournament, but the winner buys the loser the worst thing on the menu at the nearest restaurant, and the loser reviews it.
I like this.
So, like, it has a little bit of competition. It's got a little bit of, like, a strategy. And it also has a little bit of punishment and eating. Some of our favorite things.
I am into all of those things. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and then we both throw a...
Do we throw on 0?
I'll go 1, 3, 2, 1, and then where we would clap if we were a podcast that decided to sync up that way, we say the what we're throwing.
Okay, sounds good. Ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, paper.
Paper. 3, 2, 1, rock. 3, 2, 1, paper.
Rock.
Gotcha.
You got me. Okay. There was a second where I was like, shit, if we tie the third time, we're just drift compatible. It's time for us to leave this podcast life behind and get in the damn robot.
So, Andrew, I'm let's see, my nearest restaurant. We are going, hi, my name is Riley. I'm doxing myself right now. I'm not going to pick my nearest restaurant, but I'm going to pick one that I like a lot.
Yeah.
So there is a place that I used to frequent in the before times that serves pizza. How do you feel about pizza?
Does anyone feel bad about pizza?
There are some people, but this is like fancy pizza too. A thing to be aware of.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm let's see, the worst thing on this menu. I've had everything on this. Oh god, all this is so good. You are getting a pizza that is called the Little Green Men, and it has cream, mortadella, pistachio pesto, mozzarella, lemon zest, and crushed pistachio.
I mean, just listening to the name of those, lemon zest directly.
Mm-hmm.
Crushed pistachio. See, this actually sounds pretty good. This sounds
It's
like it's
the worst thing on the menu, but the thing is, everything there fucking rules.
Yeah, like the fact that the first thing listed as cream means that I'm gonna spend the rest of the day, absolutely losing my guts. But this doesn't sound like it'll be worth it. Like that's the real thing. Because like if I'm gonna do that, I might as well get a pizza I like, you know? Because I will do it. Yeah, I'll review this one.
I sent you a picture.
That's not a good-looking pizza.
It is a good-looking pizza. It's just like
I said it's not. It's got like nuts.
No,
on
I know you said it's not.
Oh, sorry.
You said it's not. I'm disagreeing with you.
I thought you were less like it does look like a good pizza. And I was like, oh no, my friend. I would eat this. This looks fine. Yeah, I got nothing to say for this one.
Yeah, I'm posting another image where somebody took a very artful image close up to it. It is like, again, this place fucking rules. It's so tasty. It is great, and they have good cocktails. Anyway, now that I'm sad because I can't go out to eat anywhere. Do you have an idea for a podcast?
I do. This is one that Sam accidentally said out loud to me, because she was listening to a previous episode that we said, and she said, "Oh, I liked the part where you guys were a wife guy appreciation podcast." And I said, "Well, we were a wife appreciation podcast. We weren't a wife guy appreciation podcast.
We were certainly not."
But Riley, what if we made the wife guy appreciation podcast?
Is that not what Anime Sickos is?
I'm worried that we're stepping on Anime Sicko's toes, but I do think that if we did weekly, we pick a wife guy and said, not feeling you this week. This week we go Kurt Eichenwald. Not a fan of you this week.
Let's go. Do we dig into it then? Do we like kind of like scrape out the sides of them and like try to figure out like how we could improve them? Is this a wife guy repair podcast?
You know what? I think I think that we focus too much on the wife guys and not enough on the wives. In the same way that there's kind of become like a reckoning against true crime podcasts that like focus on like the murderer and not the victims, you know? What if we did a podcast that focused on the victims of wife guys?
Which is the wife.
This is it's messed up because I don't even know their name to use in this joke, but this is the Kurt Eichenwald's wife appreciation podcast.
This is so okay. Is this a podcast where we're just like, this person is nice, look at how much good stuff they've done, isn't this awesome? Or is this the podcast where like there's a knock knock knock, hi, we're Andrew and Riley, you may not know this, but your husband is a wife guy, and that's not a good thing. We're going to treat you to a wonderful day.
So this is, hold on. We're treating them to a wonderful day. Is this Queer Eye for the wife guy?
Fuck.
Okay. Queer Eye for the wife guy. So we go in, we get three friends, one of which I feel like I could teach someone how to cook. I feel like you could teach someone how to be chill and dress.
So I think so. We have a friend who talks about, but see, here's the thing. This is support we would be giving the wife guy. The support that we're giving the wife is like, because they hypothetically they already know how to exist. Like, their problem is, how do I get my husband to stop being a fucking weirdo? And so, like,
I think that's us. We go in and we teach them how to stop being a fucking weirdo. The gift that we're giving the wife is that we are like, hey, your husband is no longer a wife guy.
Look at this, a respectable individual who views you as a human and not the object titled wife.
Exactly.
Isn't this nice? Look at what we've done. And then all right, this is great. I love Queer Eye for the wife guy. I have another option.
Okay.
Another podcast. This is sent in by my friend Ray. A podcast where you invent personas for public figures. So Andrew, I'm gonna start. And I'm going to say that Griffin McElroy is a prairie dog.
I feel like we've dunked a little hard on the McElroys this episode, but I think I have to agree with you.
That's not a dunk. A prairie dog is fantastic. It is cute. It is friendly. It is like, it shows up. It's a little bit anxious. And then it goes away. It's just like, cool. I've done my thing. I'm out.
The prairie dog knows how to get off Twitter. It's like, yeah, I'll pop up, I'll release an episode, I'll go back into a hole and have a family and be a respectable person. I won't be terminally online.
That is fantastic. Now your turn.
Okay. I think Steve Martin's persona is... I think it's an owl. Ooh. Because Steve Martin has expressive eyes. I think that a lot of Steve Martin's expression is through his eyes. He seems wise-ish. Kind of older, kind of refined, knows how to play a banjo. I think I'm describing Bubsy the Owl. Woodsy. I think I'm describing Woodsy the owl.
That's fine. Like I think that works for Steve Martin. I think Patrick Klepek is a hyena.
Is it the laugh or is it the scraggly hair?
I think it's both.
Scraggly's a little rude. I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, we're not going to do what Got It Memorized did and call Patrick Klepek a John Arbuckle looking motherfucker. I'm editing this, so I get to cut that out.
That's certainly not untrue.
It's certainly not. It killed me. I think with Patrick, it's also the fact that I feel like when Patrick sees a joke target, you can hear him circle.
Mm-hmm. He knows how to lunge.
Hear him. Yeah, you know him go like, "Ooh, Mufasa."
He knows how to lunge and snap his jaws. Okay. I feel like Tom Hardy is a golden retriever.
I think that makes sense.
A, dude loves dogs. B, seems like a loyal, trustworthy dude. I'm sure this is going to come back to bite us in 4 weeks when this releases the same day that shit comes out about him.
I'm going to say, speaking of Tom Hardy, Shia LaBeouf is, I think a one of those animals that are like, no, that's not real, but is like weirdly intoxicating, and might be an anglerfish, like with the light.
I think
like,
he's like a weird bird.
Ooh, what's that big fucked up bird? Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about?
An ostrich?
Bird with feather mouth.
What?
It has like a shoe bill.
Oh, those guys.
Yep.
I feel like he's a little too scrawny to be a shoebill.
No, is he scrawny?
He's like wiry.
He like Shia LaBeouf, I think, could like kill somebody at any given time. Like I think I truly believe that Shia LaBeouf is a fae that has stumbled onto this world.
So our list of people that we think are capable of murder is McElroy, Justin, and LaBeouf, Shia. Okay.
It makes sense.
It checks out to me.
God, I hope Shia isn't on the Disney hit squad.
We can't
not coming after
we
me.
can't keep arguing about Shia LaBeouf. He will not divide us.
Hi ho!
Hi ho!